Welcome to the evolution of esports, where you don't just play the game, you code it. The Code Combat AI League is the first of its kind. Part AI battle simulator, part game engine for learning real Python and JavaScript. Refine and perfect your code in your quest to become a Code Combat AI League champion. Competitive coding has never been so epic. Join now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Season 6 recap of the Code Combat AI League powered by HyperX. We just wrapped up the hottest season yet with the Magma Mountain and Lava Lake Clash Arenas, which are the new take on the classic Snake gameplay. Today we're taking you into the heart of the action with some of our favorite matches across the 4 age brackets. And of course, don't forget to stick around for the reveal of this season's winners. The overall champion will be taking home a $1,000 grand prize scholarship. I'm Angelica, your host, and joining me we have today Nick, the Code Combat CEO, Valentin, the architect behind the AI League Arena, and Charlotte, who leads curriculum development here at Code Combat. And of course, we'll be hearing from some of the winners themselves. This season brought us the all-new Magma Snails. Unlike regular snails, these guys race across the arena, leaving behind a devastating trail. Similar to the classic Snake game, you have to outlast and outwit your opponents. But that's not all, because the snails have an arsenal of special abilities at their disposal. Nick, what did you think about this season?
Yeah, thanks, Angelica. This season was super fun for me because this is the first season that my 7-year-old really got into AI League. Every night at bedtime, it's like, Dad, we got to go higher in the leaderboard. We got to beat this guy. We got to beat that one. And he actually got up to ladder rank 25. Of course, little help from me. Code Combat employees disqualified, so it doesn't matter. I was number 24. He's like, I got to beat Dad. And I was like, it's not going to happen. And it was super fun. I really think this arena had a great balance of being both easy to understand and code, but also a ton of strategic depth. So we ended up with over 36,000 players on the Magma Mountain regular season practice leaderboard and over 6,000 on the Lava Lake Championships leaderboard. So in a minute, we'll be able to check out just what those look like. I'm excited to dig in.
All right, before we dig into the matches, let's dive into more detail about how the game works. Like Angelica mentioned, in Lava Lake Clash, you are, get this, magma snails racing against each other over the dangerous surface of an active volcano island that's surrounded by lava. Similar to the classic Snake game or one of my favorite movies, Tron, your snail leaves a lava trail behind it that minimally damages yourself, but greatly damages the opposing snail. Your snail also never stops, so you've got to be quick and strategic with your movement. Lastly, there are different glowing orbs that you can collect to help you along the way. Green orbs help you heal, orange orbs speed up your snail, and blue orbs help you with ability cooldowns. The goal is to outlast the opposing snail before the end of the 2-minute time limit, and if both of you survive after 2 minutes, then the winner is determined by the orbs you've collected and your remaining health points. And of course, your snail has different abilities. You can jump over lava and different objects, you can dash to increase your speed for a short amount of time, you can actually throw the orbs you've collected, and you can even shoot a giant fireball that also leaves a trail of lava behind it. As always, these abilities have cooldowns, so it's all about timing them correctly during the game. Valentin, what was your design thinking behind the arenas this season?
So, as Charlotte mentioned, we were inspired by Tron movies, and we wanted to make such arenas for a long time, but we could not figure out how to make it as a Tron game, but at the same time available for players starting from first grades without deep knowledge of code. And with combining with the Snake games, adding some rules, we made it. And what I'm proud about these arenas, so both of them can be playable but by everybody. So literally you don't need to know about coding too much, just find a simple strategy and play. And so as for common strategies, mostly would be just avoid lava as possible, find clear ground, collect orbs, simple enough. So on the first look. But if you look deeper in the abilities, what can you use, fireballs, throwing, dash, jumping, so first two can be used as offensive play, and you can corner down your opponent, and make your lava everywhere. And at the same time, you need to combine and avoid lava with different ways with your abilities. And even orbs is not so simple, because what is better for you now? So there is a wide range of strategies which we will see, and I can't wait to take a closer look at the final matches.
Thanks for sharing, guys. Now, before we go into those matches, let's take a look at some of the awesome HyperX gear we have for the winners.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother, soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did.
The top 3 players in each age division today will be receiving some HyperX Pro gear. Starting with 3rd place winners, they'll receive the Cloud Stinger Cord headset. As for 2nd place, they'll be getting the Cloud 2 headset and the Cloud earbuds. And finally, 1st place in each age group will receive a Cloud Revolver 1.7 headset, Ally Origins keyboard, and Pulsefire FPS Pro mouse. Lastly, the overall winner of the Lava Lake Clash will receive a $1,000 scholarship to help them pursue their coding education and support their path to a career in computer science. Alright, let's get back to the action and break down this season's top matches.
Let's take a look at the first championship match in the 0 to 11 age bracket. So this is going to be the Coding Crusader 22 in red versus Sharky Combat in blue. Now, just right off the bat, I see that we've got some Python from Coding Crusader, actually a couple hundred lines of it. And then over here, we also have a couple hundred lines of Python in blue. So kind of evenly matched, but let's see the difference in resulting strategies from these pieces of code and what the gameplay turns out like.
Now, it looks like Coding Crusader is pretty cautious taking the defensive, not really throwing any fireballs, and actually more scared of his own lava trail rather than opponents, being very willing to go on the blue. Charlotte, what are you seeing here?
Right, I totally agree with you there, Angelica. It seems like Sharky Combat's way more aggressive. You just saw a fireball go past. Now, he missed the other opponent, but hey, it's worth giving it a shot, right? And the other thing I've noticed is they're way more resourceful about collecting the resources on Sharky Combat's side. So I think how you collect the resources, how you're going to use the resources you've collected to possibly make a more aggressive play is going to really determine the winner in this kind of a match. Nick, Valentine, what do you all see?
In my opinion, Coding Crusade needs more aggressive tactics, definitely. And I don't know why he does not avoid opponent lava. He's like, I'm a tank, I can go everywhere. So like, and it does not work well. So, and especially interesting, so Sharky Combat begins not so aggressive, and late in the game he is using whole arsenal. So especially fireballs, yeah. He's trying to.
We see throughout, Coding Crusader is using the throw, but didn't quite spend a lot of time on offense. We just have this fairly simple attack method, so we're shooting to the way in the direction that the opponent is going.
Yeah, and often it can end somewhere out of the game field, so just like miss.
Yeah, right over there. So Sharky Combat's going to the right. Actually, he hasn't thrown it out of the game field in this one, I think. Oh, there it goes. Sharky Combat's going down. Ooh, let's go down. Oh, it's not going down there. Okay.
It will be
some bystander
somewhere.
Got hit.
I suppose it landed on somewhere else island, maybe another match. It will be a surprise for them.
Whereas it looks like Sharky Combat's actually taking the distance of the opponent into account, so he knows kind of some brackets for how far to throw. It's between 0 and 25, we throw 8, otherwise we're going to throw 16. That could be a continuous function, but hey, it works. You know, you don't need to know a huge amount of coding to implement these strategies.
Yeah, especially when he knows the speed of the flying, so we can figure out exactly the moment when it went down. So instead we decided like, okay, make it simpler. Maybe it's worked better and not over complicated.
So it does shoot off the edge of the side sometimes. Sometimes throwing, like humans are pretty good at that. Lava snails, you kind of need to calculate.
Yeah, I think there was like one moment when Sharky Combat had Bullseye, like, and like exactly got in like Coding Crusade. Oh, that's one. So it was really great one. So no, before. Yeah, this one. Yeah,
right there.
It's exactly yes.
Yeah, it's a bullseye, right on.
Yeah.
That kind of gets him down.
It's
so you see the way to read these scores. Coding Crusader has 5 health left. Sharky Combat's got 43. On top of the health, there's the total amount of orbs collected. So you've got the 111 versus the 23, and that total score goes down as health goes down. So usually the match ends in
And
One
again,
snail's melting.
why he's so fearless? Like seriously, like so.
I mean, it must have worked with him getting to second place. Maybe that's what you need.
That's true.
Just a never-ending tank.
I mean, we do have
Yeah.
some lava avoidance code. Fantastic work to Coding Crusader 22 and also to Sharky Combat for taking the #1 spot in our 0 to 11 age bracket. So this is competing globally against everybody. Sharky Combat had a 97%. We also have top 2, the Coding Crusader 22, playing for Team HyperX. And then number 3, congrats to Loops Verified, playing for Team Power is not like nothing else. 1v1 me, Carson. Okay, I'm sure there's a story there.
What a name. Yeah, that's crazy.
My strategy was for winning was to collect those power orbs, and if there is lava on my up, down, left, or right, then I would just walk away and not touch it. But if I find myself being trapped in a circle of lava, I would just jump out, or if my jump is not ready, I would dash out to do less damage to myself. Also, for the throw ability, I would just throw in front of my opponents. But sometimes the throw ability is just like I cannot throw in front of my opponents because my opponents are using dash to like walk away from my throw. For the fire ability, I will just like check if my opponents and me are on a vertical line or horizontal line, but not that exact. Then I will just fire towards the direction of me and my opponents. So this is my strategy for winning. Thank you.
This 11 to 14 championship match is between Peter Pavlov in red and Red Dragon 9 in blue. Very familiar faces, been competing for a while. And we've got, it looks like we got a high amount of confidence in placing top 2 here from our Peter Pavlov. Hey, admins, I know you'll see this. Okay. Not even worried about not being, all right, okay. We've got 702 lines of Python here in red, and then on blue, Red Dragon 9, what you got? Over 256, okay, so tight. What have we seen about the gameplay match here?
I mean, so far, Peter Pavlov is taking some sporadic movements, as we can see, going left, right, jumping, just all over the board, really confusing his opponents as to where he's going to be and making prediction at the last second. Very difficult. A very good move by him. Charlotte, what are you seeing?
Well, I don't know if you can tell the difference between this match and the previous one, but you'll notice there's just a lot more magma on the board. You're going to notice this in the more advanced matches, that the match is going to last longer, and because of that, those snails are leaving way more lava. And so at this point, it's not really about avoiding all the lava, because there's no way, but being more strategic about avoiding the opponent's lava, because remember, the opponent's lava is going to cause you more damage than your own. Nick Valentine, what do you guys see in the code?
And just on the lava thing, look at this moment. So Red Dragon 9 boxed in, going for the orb, realizes, oh, I can't get anywhere. And then instead of going over red lava, we're like, hey, let's turn back and go over my blue lava, because I'm going to take less. And
Yeah, Peter uses the same tactic in the beginning and several times in the match.
yeah, we're just heading over the orange lava here, saying that's not going to do too much damage to me. Let me get out of here.
Yeah. What I really love about the code, like, so except like this admins, and yes, we check your code, like, because we check it, like, and I must admit we use it sometimes for balancing, and because we sometimes can be lazy and use top player code. What I really love, so players started writing better code. It's readable. Maybe because we now know admins reading it, so like we are doing it for us, and we're like, oh, it's such a pleasure to read nice, commented, clean, readable code. Thank you. Seriously, thank you.
Yeah, I'm really loving the style here on the Red Dragon 9. I think Peter Pavlov, it's good. I'd love to see some more white space between these operators, but you know, your style is your style. Works for you. We're seeing some good performance here. What are we seeing in terms of the strategies here? The 11 to 14 age bracket, able to do a little bit more with the code, the abstractions, than say the 0 to 11 most of the time. Whereas in coding, it's not about how old you are, it's about just how much skill you've got, and that's age independent to some extent. But more time to practice on Code Combat. Some of these players have been playing with us for years, able to put some wizardry on the board. So what are we seeing here?
A lot of if-else, and looks like we're trying to react mostly, so I don't see deep prediction. What next? Maybe 1-2 steps. So mostly, yeah, we analyze like what's do better right now.
Yeah, so we have a safe function, we have an actually safe function, we have a dash safe function. We gotta be safe here. Safety first. Go to safe spot. Like, it's all about avoiding that damage, and I think that's what Red Dragon 9's strategy is mostly about. We have some attack code in here. Save, save for jumps, dash save. Where's our attack? Where do we throw? Well, first thing, we just throw over here. Easy.
I think because it's against like default code and it works really well if like you have not changed your code and like trying to use a simple strategy. Sorry, you will be quickly out of the
And look
match.
at this, look at this. So the we are actually throwing depending on the enemy's speed. So this is actually going to be targeting a little bit better. And I think we start to see that with these fireballs where it's actually going to land where the opponent is. Well, unless you dodge. Peter Palov making the turns. If you turn, yeah, sometimes it's going to be evasive action. You
What do
also
they call
can
it?
double that to get the orbs.
They call it serpentine, right? You got
Serpentine,
serpentine.
Let's watch the end of this match. It's a close one, like 11 to 23, 15. It's time.
Just miss.
9 to 8. Who's gonna? 1 health left on Peter Palov. Okay, is he gonna run into anything?
Oh.
He's 6 on Red Dragon.
Okay.
Oh,
Epic
that
end.
was so close.
Red Dragon 9.
It was-
Fireball.
No chances, like because we could not read fireball, so like yeah, it
Yeah,
was like
ran straight into
exactly.
it.
Yeah, I mean, you can dodge what's there, but if you don't predict what's coming, like you are gonna
No.
take at least 2 damage here, and that was it. So I think you'd have to go into some prescient, foresight, future sensing code in order to take away from that shot.
It's like flying. No. Yep.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
throwing
and
too.
And so like it was like if so not the first one, then the second should like kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Approach with 1 arrow. No, 2 arrows. All the arrows. So
Hey,
we
at
just,
least you're dying epically, which is like half the battle.
So as we watch this match, it looks like Red Dragon 9 takes the win in this particular match. But Peter Palov actually has a slightly higher win rate. Overall, 5 losses for Peter Palov to Red Dragon 9 7. So sometimes you got to look at the overall how you play. When you submit your code, it plays against everybody else on the leaderboard in these tournaments. So, well, it can't play against all 6,000, but it's going to play against a lot of top players, right? And so, you know, if you just target and beat that top player, but someone, you know, number 8, number 15, maybe some kid number 6,000 takes you down, you're going to get an L. And so this is an actual number 1 finishing spot. Congratulations to Peter Palov, number 2 Red Dragon 9, strong performance, and a longtime player, Buddy CC. Congrats again for the fantastic, fabulous Feeple team. Shadow Warlocks Python Domination, love to see it.
Hello, I competed in the AI League because I wanted to have some fun and also I wanted to realize my level of coding in the group of my age. Honestly, I've never tried any other esports except Code Combat, but I think Code Combat is better than other esports because it's not only fun, but it's also educating. As in previous arenas, I've been using all the abilities I could. My strategy for winning was collecting items and avoiding lava. Also, I threw a fireball in front of my opponent, calculating the place using the speed, distance and time. I used the same strategy for firing. Thanks for such an amazing contest, Code Combat.
It looks like the final match is between KK JavaScript in red and KS West in blue. We got some JavaScript going on, both playing in Python. JavaScript has some of this traditional functional programming style going on with your callbacks and your filters. We have over about 400 lines from KK JavaScript, and we got our Python thing here. You can see the white space difference and the code density difference. And we have about 250, so kind of keeping it tight, checking if there's danger. Let's see the match. Got like dueling fireballs here in the corner.
I'm telling you, yeah, they're not holding back on the fireballs in this match. It's almost perfectly timed against each other.
Do we have some like counter fireball code in here somewhere? How are they
There's
choosing?
gotta be, yeah.
It's technically you can't predict it, like, so because like if you follow lava map, you can follow the pattern, but I would say it's not so easy. So I would better prefer to use some pathfinding instead.
Yeah,
And
we are. So see, look at that. They are seeing the fire coming. Like we're turning. Oh, it's coming. Turn.
Yeah.
Like we still
Oh.
get hit a little bit, but we do turn. That just took this. It just took a tiny sliver of damage. So looking ahead to the future here in an open bracket, I'm not sure. We've got some professional software engineers here. We've got some kind of hobbyists, or maybe we have some kids who didn't put in their age bracket. We'll see. But we are seeing some more and more complicated code here with some max min functions, filtering. We've got some recursion. Of course, we have a method name that says keeping things safe. What happened to Chaos West here?
Yes, I
Oh,
was
look at the
wondering,
code
like,
and then.
What is
Case-
happening there?
He's just having a
Case
hard
West
time
just, like-
locked up in all that lava right there.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like, okay, as long as we have a clear space, we're safe. But when we go off the rails and nothing is safe, what should we do?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah,
just
but-
run all over the red stuff. Oh no!
so he was
That's
so
just-
cautious, so
He was winning.
careful.
Yeah,
And
we
then
had.
the second mode.
What happened in that code there?
I don't know. That's
KK JavaScript.
Wild. But honestly, that
dodging,
snail's
dodging.
reacting just how I would react if I was standing on lava.
No, seriously. And you I also noticed these like last minute attempts of jumping, but he just jumped into more lava. Anyways.
So if
Yeah,
I
jump
die,
over your
I
own
should
lava.
die
I
in
don't have it
Gloria.
for. Yeah, so that's where differentially saying like I could go on this sort of damaging stuff. Might have done a little better here for KSOS. Actually, KK JavaScript over here had been behind, but did not get boxed in the center. Doesn't mind going over own lava a little bit. You know,
It's
sees
okay,
the future
like-
coming with some of those predictions, and then it's just kind of, yeah, make a little jump here. Yeah, see, taking this shortcut out. So this is where you can take a little damage to get out. Whereas if you say, you know what, and then not looking ahead, being greedy, now you're just totally stuck. So
Yeah.
just hanging out over here in the safe spot. Congrats to KK JavaScript for this match. Let's take a look at the overall leaderboards to see how that shook out. So in the open bracket, actually, again, Chaos West edges out one loss less, 98.8% win rate to take it for Team HyperX in the open bracket. Congrats to Chaos West and KK JavaScript in number 2. We have Go For It in number 3, 97% win rate.
Hi guys, I'm so excited to be among top 3 in the AI League. I'm Skeleton now, as known as KS West from Macau. My strategy is to simplify the decision making of the snail. Without using lava map, my snail just looks nearby to decide which way to go next. Another point is to attack, making the arena as hazardous as possible. I made a parametric approach to optimize the job. Hope you also enjoy the game. Thank you.
Some
And
familiar names.
I know, of course, you know who it was going to be. It's Shining Lights versus Veneth. And let's take a look at the code, Nick, because I think there's a bit of a difference in length of code, right?
Yeah, typically we would see Shining Lights coming with a very sort of dynamic strategy that sort of picks the strategy and action depending on kind of some statistical calculations. We don't see a ton of long if-else chains. We end up handling a bunch of cases just because it's the right thing to do, not because we said do exactly this. So weighing those options with some code. And I see about 650 lines of Python here doing that. We've got some A-star in here. So far, though, it looks like Shining Lights' code is falling behind Veneth. Let's see what Veneth's got going on. Veneth, of course, Shining Lights took the first 3 tournaments, our first seasons, 1, 2, and 3, completely undefeated. Then Veneth comes along and takes over the last 2 wins. So we've only had these 2 players the whole time. And now this is like a climactic final. Can Veneth repeat? Let me pause here and take a look at the code because this is heating up. And I have to keep scrolling here. It keeps going. We've got
Just never
Python
ended.
versus JavaScript. JavaScript very dense. It's still going. It's still going. What do we have? 2,800, 2,900 lines of code. Veneth, how long did you spend on this? my goodness. We've got data structure implementations. Okay, we might have got some of those in here. Get some code reuse. And we got a min heat for our fast H. Okay, A star. C sharp style. I see.
Something wrong with his space button. Right?
Look, it's spaces.
No, there
Neither.
are some spaces, I would say.
It's like
Okay, Valentine.
Okay, Valentine, maybe you can go up against Venice next time. Let's see how you do.
Well, here
As many
you see,
spaces as you want.
it looks like, Venice's code is more complex, at least in number of lines of code, and you can sort of see it right now in the health meter, right? Like, Veneth is clearly in the lead here, but should we continue the play to see the final result?
I mean, I can't look away. Look at this. We've got not only the ace. I think every possible piece of information that could be found is being found and being used.
I think it would be fair to look on the Shining Light code because it's Python and that's pretty. It's again music for my, eyes.
Yeah, thank God we're not graded for visuals.
No.
There are spaces. There are some
Graph
spaces.
algorithms, vectors. So the kind of top performance here that you need to do. You need to be able to not just write the code that figures out what to do, but you need to do it efficiently because you only get 3 million statement executions. And if you run out, your snail just YOLOs to the nearest wall. It goes where it was going, your code stops running. So a lot of optimization is needed, and I think that's where we're getting all these data structures in here. You're not just doing kind of for loop of a for loop on every possible choice. And we've got our kind of Manhattan distance vector math and vector kind of operations here. We're looking at what the enemy's doing. Get pathfind advanced wall hug. When your method names get to be 5 words long, taking all these arguments, you're like, okay, we're doing some serious line cast, lava danger ratio, pathfind A star. I could go all day and I would still understand just a bit of it. And if we look at the behavior, just to see, Shining Light does not mind taking some damage if it's gonna be causing a smaller lava area. So he could be going and making it more space, but he's got everything is in this little rectangle and he's set up to go get these orbs. Veneth then can't get the orbs. Shining Light isn't even really trying to hit Veneth. He's trying to make it so he can't get those orbs, which is advanced play. Meanwhile, Veneth is let me hit you. He's okay.
Yeah, Shining Light is
Good
almost
shot.
ordering Veneth into the wall, not really giving him many options for movement.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean, at this stage of the game, though, Veneth is clearly able to kind of pathway to avoid dodge. I mean, he's barely taking any damage. And what's the orb collection ratio? It looks, actually, it's a little bit hard to say. Look at that throw. Nowhere to anywhere, just say deny this orb. You're not going to be able to get it. He's not even close. It's just the second orb that he would go get. Now he can't.
Yeah, just to make it safe. Good choice.
So I imagine Shining Light might have an orb advantage, even though his health is down, because of the kind of territory control game that he's playing here in the early game.
I'm wondering, so their movement is ladder style. So is it because such a side effect of algorithm, or they do it on purpose, so you can't predict their movement?
Look at this. Veneth is 40, Shining Light 15. The match is just over half over. And he's boxed in okay, let's see if he can survive this. Oh,
Not boxed, see?
Oh,
Because
okay.
it's
Hey,
13. I mean, you can't be taking little amounts of damage at this point. And he's still
But
playing
look at
territory
that.
control. He's not trying to hurt Veneth.
he has so much space now because he's really basically corralled Veneth into a little
Yeah, I mean, he's made the
off
left
area.
Oh, Veneth taking some damage.
Yeah, because he can't
Yeah,
escape.
he's nimble in there. Shining Light's not shooting for Veneth. Again, just shooting to block off territory. Shining Light's picking up some health orbs at 17 again, healed up. 25, Veneth's still in the lead. Oh, Veneth is taking big damage. It's walking on us.
Oh, Veneth,
he's
what are you
stuck in here.
doing?
18 to 16, what's gonna happen?
Is he gonna escape? No.
Oh, Shining Light's taking the lead.
Fireball.
Veneth
fireball
could
did
get to
it.
the top left. Veneth is free and clear now. The territory's no, he's going to the bottom left. He walked on the. What was that?
Oh,
he walked on. He was getting the orb.
Wow.
I have a hypothesis. My hypothesis: the match is almost over. There's a 2-minute time limit, and if you're here and you say, "Hey, My health is lower, but my orbs. My health is higher, but my orbs are lower. Like, basically, you need orbs to win if you're gonna get to the 2-minute, because that's the tiebreaker. So I think Veneth has some code that is trying to prioritize making sure the orb score is higher, probably somewhere in these 2,800 lines. And he knew that, you know, even though over here it looked like you could go up here and be safe, something in there is saying, like, don't go chill. We need the score or we're gonna lose. So, and then he melted. Shining Lights, territory control. I can't believe it. So this is the 4th for Shining Lights, interrupting Veneth's 2-championship streak. Let's take a look at the overall leaderboards. And Shining Lights is completely undefeated. Congratulations, playing for Team Another. Veneth taking it in for number 2. Tight Team HyperX, only 2 losses. One of those Shining Lights, one of these other brilliant players over here giving him the other L somewhere. Awesome guy is awesome with only 4 losses, 99.5% for number 3. Congrats again to our top 14 to 18-year-old bracket winners, which also sweep the top 4 here with Dima P coming in 4th overall. And then we're going to our 11 to 14. Cool players, Shadow Warlocks, fabulous people, Python Domination, just fantastic performance from all y'all.
I found this Code Combat AI tournament to be very interesting, as it was very different from the previous seasons because of the turn-based movements. It was fun to see people use different pathfinders, like following the left wall. For my strategy, I wrote a pathfinder to get to items and safe areas. I try to predict where my opponent is moving, and I would throw the fireball at that position. I would also use the fire ability to cut off opponents and try to trap them into tight spaces.
Congratulations to Shining Lights, who has been battling head-to-head with Veneth all of 2022. His code this season allowed him to score 765 victories and take back the title of overall champion. And for those that didn't place, don't worry, because HyperX has you covered. All AI League players get 20% off from the HyperX.com store. Just use code HXCodeCombat at checkout. Regional and product limitations may apply. Now let's take a look at Season 7, which has been dubbed the Melting Point Season. Here we see themes of winter moving to spring. Valentine, do you want to tell us more about the gameplay?
Yes, so some of the old players can recognize Blazing Battle Arena. It's like it's our first arena from AI League, and it looks like just a reskin of the old arena, but it's not so. New rules, new towers, new balance, new abilities. So like you need to write your code from scratch, from beginning. So welcome to the next season.
Awesome. I just want to say a huge thank you to the entire Code Combat community and all our players this season. Of course, thank you to our experts here with us today and to HyperX for all the support. Feel free to check out the latest leaderboards and start playing at codecombat.com/league.
Welcome to the evolution of esports, where you don't just play the game, you code it. The Code Combat AI League is the first of its kind. Part AI battle simulator, part game engine for learning real Python and JavaScript. Refine and perfect your code in your quest to become a Code Combat AI League champion. Competitive coding has never been so epic. Join now.